Aphrodite is the Greek goddess of love, beauty, desire, and pleasure, and she is also, perhaps, the most misunderstood deity in the Western tradition. She is often reduced to a figure of vanity or sexual availability, which misses entirely what she represents in her older, fuller, mythological form. Aphrodite is the principle of erotic love, and erotic in the original Greek sense does not mean merely sexual. Eros is life force. It is the specific quality of energy that makes you feel alive. The feeling you have when you're doing something that lights you up. The pleasure of a good meal, a beautiful piece of music, a sunset that stops you mid-step. Aphrodite governs all of it. She is associated with the sea. She was born from ocean foam, according to one tradition, and carries with her the qualities of water, fluid, responsive, irresistible, and deeply connected to feeling. Her symbols include the dove, the rose, the mirror, the myrtle, and the number 5. Her sacred stone is rose quartz, and her colors are pink and gold. In her temples in ancient Greece, Aphrodite was honored as a goddess of sacred sex and sacred love, but also of self-worth, of knowing one's own beauty, of refusing to diminish oneself for another's comfort. She is the goddess who never apologizes for being exactly what she is. She is the goddess who teaches that receiving is not weakness, but sacred practice. The modern spiritual community is drawn to Aphrodite now for a specific reason. We live in a culture that has thoroughly pathologized pleasure, that treats receiving as indulgent, rest as laziness, self-adornment as vanity, desire as shameful. Aphrodite is the antidote. She is the divine permission to love yourself as fully as you love others, and to let yourself be loved in return. After Brigid's sacred fire, Aphrodite arrives with something different, softer, more golden. She's been patient. This meditation is for the ones who take care of everyone else and have forgotten to take care of themselves, who give love generously and find receiving it almost unbearable, who know intellectually that they are worthy and can't quite feel it in the body. Aphrodite is not here to fix you. She's here to remind you of something you already are, something you may have been taught to minimize or apologize for, or keep carefully contained. You are worthy of beauty, of pleasure, of being seen and desired and loved, not despite your complexity, but including it. If you have candles or flowers or rose quartz, bring them into your space. Aphrodite appreciates beautiful things. If you don't have them, that's completely fine. She will work with exactly what you have. Sit comfortably or lie down if that's right. Let yourself be a little more relaxed than you usually allow in the daytime. Let the room be what it is. She's already here. She's been here. Take a deep breath in and let it be a little slower, a little fuller than your everyday breath. The breath of someone who is allowed to take up time and space. And then let it go all the way out. Again, and this time, Notice if you're holding anything in your chest, any bracing, any guardedness around the heart. Not trying to fix it, just noticing it. It developed for reasons. But tonight you're allowed to be a little softer. Feel your body in the space, the weight of it, the warmth of it. Aphrodite is one of the few deities who asks you to appreciate the body rather than transcend it. You are not a soul in a body. You are a soul as a body. Let yourself be that. One more breath. This one with the specific intention. I am allowed to receive what is good. There is a garden, and you come to it through a gate of living stone, covered in climbing roses just at the edge of bloom, not past their peak, but exactly at it. The garden is enclosed and sun-drenched and warm in the particular way of afternoon light when it has been good all day. The air carries rose and salt and something else, something alive and golden that doesn't have a name. There is a fountain at the center, marble, ancient, the water moving with a specific sound that means it has been moving since before you can remember. And around it are doves, and they don't startle when you enter. You know where to go. There is a bench near the fountain, worn, smooth, and warm, draped in something gold. You go there. And then she is there. Aphrodite does not arrive dramatically. She is simply present in a way that makes the space more itself, more golden, more alive, more beautiful in the specific way that beauty becomes apparent when someone sees it clearly. She is not what you expect from the paintings and the sculptures. She is not performing for anyone. She is simply, fully herself. Radiant, warm, amused, and entirely comfortable in her own skin in a way that makes you feel the specific difference between her and the version of you that is always slightly braced against being seen. She looks at you the way someone looks at something genuinely beautiful, not studying, appreciating. You feel it before you can decide how to respond to it. The specific discomfort of someone who hasn't been looked at that way in a very long time, or perhaps ever. She notices. She smiles, not unkindly. I know, she says. We'll work on that. She comes and sits beside you, not performing proximity, but genuinely at ease with you, in the way of beings who have no complicated relationship with closeness. You have been giving from the wrong place, she says. Not an accusation, but a diagnosis. Not wrong in the sense of bad, wrong in the sense of you have been giving from the place of trying to justify your existence, of trying to earn the right to be here, of trying to prove through constant giving that you are worth keeping. What I want to show you is the other kind of giving, the kind that comes from fullness rather than proving, the kind that happens when you are so thoroughly in receipt of your own worth that the giving is overflow, not debt payment. She places her hands over yours, warm, present, entirely without agenda. The practice I'm giving you today is receiving, not as concept, as experience. Let yourself feel what it feels like to be looked at as if you are beautiful. Let yourself feel what it feels like to be in the presence of someone who has no interest in your smallness. Let that land, not past it, into it. Go ahead and feel that. Whatever is uncomfortable about it, let that be there too. The discomfort is information. It is the location of the work. The discomfort you feel right now, Aphrodite says, is the gap between what you have been told you are worth and what you actually are. It is not evidence that you are not beautiful. It is evidence that you have been told something false for a very long time. Let it close slowly. There's no rush. I am patient. She begins to speak your worth back to you, not in empty affirmations, but specifically the things she sees in you, the specific qualities that are genuinely beautiful, the gifts that you dismiss and that she finds extraordinary. You may feel resistance. Good. The resistance is also worth noting. The places where you want to deflect, to qualify, to say yes, but. Notice them. Don't argue with them. Just notice. Aphrodite says, the practice is not believing me immediately. The practice is letting the possibility in, even a crack, even just a maybe. That is enough to begin with. You are worth being loved fully, without having to earn it or justify it, or to moderate yourself to make it comfortable for others. You are worth being received as fully as you receive everyone else. Start there, just that, and come back to this garden whenever you need to remember. Aphrodite becomes quiet now. She looks at the fountain for a moment. She has a personal message for you. Not a teaching, but a direct transmission. Something specific to you, to where you are right now, to what she sees when she looks at you. Be open to receiving it in whatever form it comes. An image, a feeling, a word, a knowing. Whatever came or didn't come is the right thing. If nothing arrived, that is also information. Sometimes the message is, you need to practice being here before the words can come through. Sometimes they may come a little bit later. Take a moment to anchor what you received. And when you're ready, bow to her, your own version of acknowledgement. She receives it without false modesty. She has always known her worth. She is simply showing you how. The garden stays as you leave it, golden, warm, the doves still at the fountain, the roses at their peak. You carry something back with you, not a concept, a felt sense, the beginning of knowing, in the body, what it is to receive beauty rather than deflect it. Bring your awareness back to the room. Feel the surface beneath you. Take a breath that belongs to this world. And when you're ready, drink some water. Journal if you want to capture what came through. And just sit for a moment before you rush back into your day.